Hey everybody, I got the Hadrosauria Rex done, and honestly, this might be the best looking creature I have created so far. Because this is the first one that I've done airbrushing with. And let me tell you, the airbrushing looks so much better than the hand brushing. What's up, Bob? Look at this dude. What do you want, Bob? Freaking Bob. Yeah, so pretty much just walk right into the shot, why don't you? Yeah. Freaking cat, good God. Stretch his leg out in front of me. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is man, he got me all distracted and shit now. See what you did, Bob? Damn it. You look at me with your demon eyes. You know what you did. Frickin' Bob. But ignoring the tabby fat Albert that you guys see in front of you. Look at him up there, stretching himself, damn it. Acting like he owns the joint. God. But anyway, yeah, back onto the beast here. This is essentially a hybrid between Centaurosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Ouranosaurus, and Edmontosaurus, with some sort of hybrid making up these two crests. I don't really remember what the species was, but I remember seeing art of hadrosaurs, and this I saw this crest, these two crests, and I thought, well, why not? You know what? This one might have been a Saurolophus. Wait, is that Parasaurolophus? Then it'd be Saurolophus. Yeah, this one might be a Saurolophus. I could be wrong if I'm saying that right. Saurolophus. Yeah, it's like Parasaurolophus. Look, you got the Jenny cat. What the hell? Why are you guys like? Damn felines. Trying to get in on some of this action. I mean, it's a nice figure, but still, I mean, why God. I guess I got the cat. got the feline seal of approval. But, yeah. Pretty much what I got done here was, well, more or less everything. I mean, everything on the figure is pretty much custom, except for these feet. These feet are the same feet I had from the Mattel Iguanodon, which... if you guys are wondering, I originally was debating, because I had this Mattel Iguanodon, and I thought it looked so bland. Like, everything that's badass about Iguanodon, they didn't have on the figure. Like, they didn't have these giant thumb spikes. They didn't have these massive arms. Like, Iguanodon is essentially a hadrosaur version of a ground sloth. Like, I mean, it got these giant claws, these giant forearms, and they left all that out to make... whatever the fuck it was, and then they shrink wrapped the crap out of it. I mean, which, don't get me wrong, I purposefully shrink wrapped some of this dude too, like with the nostrils and all that. Like I did a lot of that too. But that was just to kind of keep up the style, like I wanted to mix the style of this kind of mixture between accurate and inaccurate. Like, for example, the Centaurosaurus part of the creature, if I can get them to... good enough. The Centaurosaurus crest is inaccurate on purpose, just because, well, I'll be real with you. I just wanted to put a dick and balls on an animal's head. I mean, come on, how could you deny that? You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that it's literally, like, the fact that it was accurate at one point. What, there's a guy, a person on that comments on my channel called Nemanja. Nemanja said that it was hilarious to think that it was accurate at one point or another. And I said, hell yeah. I said, the fact that they thought that a dinosaur had a dick and balls crest on its head is hilarious. like, Jesus Christ. I mean, this dinosaur here is already overcompensating, but like, that just takes the cake right there. Oh, shit. I'll never not think that's funny. That's just hilarious. But yeah, we got more facial detail here. I did the nice gloss on the eye. The eye is sort of a I'm trying to remember, sort of like a think yeah, it was like a darkish, maybe green with a goat-like pupil, because I figured that'd make the most sense, you know. I mean, it's a herbivore. It would have to look out from the sides of its body for any potential attacker, and then I did a little yellow dot at the base of its pupil. And the same thing, more or less, for the other side. Yes, I know you roar. I mean, can you believe that? Look, I filled up the holes, and then I left one out so it could still make noise, and then that one is filled with who's what's it? Mod Podge. It's filled with Mod Podge. And yet, it still makes a good amount of noise, probably from this little crease in its neck, if I had to imagine. And then down here, well, since we're already here, down here we have the cloaca with a little bit of poo around it, because, I mean, let's face it, when was the last time you ever saw a herbivore with a clean ass that isn't domesticated? I'm not talking about horses, because people clean horses. I'm talking about like a wild herbivore with a clean ass. It's very rare. You know, so I just put a little bit there for some realism. Got the bottom of the foot with some Mod Podge that I guess didn't fully dry. That's okay, though. I mean, it's the bottom of the foot. Who's really going to pay attention to that? But, yeah, honestly, and I kind of went the Bandai route. I didn't bother to paint the bottoms of the claws. I probably should have, but, you know, I mean, ain't nobody going to pay attention to the bottom of the foot anyway. And it still got that the Jurassic Park logo. And then you got the tail here. You got some nice little wavy bits. Not too much detail at the bottom of the foot. Or the tail. I meant to say the tail. And then you got the striping on this part of the tail, which I think turned out lovely. Honestly, like, what was it? My dad told me, oh, Chance, don't mix these two colors together, you know? You shouldn't do that. But what happened was, I did, and I ended up doing some overspray of this color, so then I mixed the two colors together, and I made this sort of lighter color. Yes. And, honestly, I think it looks really good. Now, the inspiration for this, I took the David Silva approach, and I got some inspiration from a lizard, you know, because lizards are wonderful, man, for color. Like, if you need a lizard, like, or if you need, like, a creature to be painted, and it's a dinosaur, just look up lizards. I just looked up large lizards online, and I found a species of monitor lizard that had these sorts of colorings. I can't remember what species. It might have been a Nile monitor, or possibly even a goanna, but I don't specifically remember the species, but it had this sort of pattern, and I replicated it a little bit and then did my own thing. Got these little spots of airbrushing on here. I figured that'd look really nice. And you got these scars. I put scars everywhere on this thing because I originally sculpted it that way. Got a scar going down the side of his body there, and excuse me, mind the paint rubbing off on the joint here. I cannot do anything about that. I tried, and it's just gonna stay that way, you know. And I mean, at least it don't how do you say, stand out too much. It's just fine the way it is. And then you got a fresher wound right here on the side. Maybe like something attacked it. I'm assuming the claw of maybe like some large dromaeosaur. Frankly, I don't know what would have lived. I mean, this is a hybrid. So, I mean, I don't really know what it would have encountered. I mean, honestly, I could see this thing living on Isla Nublar. And if I had to come up with some sort of speculative biology for it of some sort, I'd just say that it was one of the creations of Dr. Krieger, and it escaped when what was that? Belvedere, the Helfino, managed to essentially wreck the system to the lab, and all the different creatures escaped, you know, and this would be one of them. I don't know, and probably lived alone for a while, and then joined up with one of the various hadrosaur herds on Isla Nublar. Possibly was trying, or maybe one of the native tribes of Isla Nublar with their Dimetrodons tried to hunt this beast to no avail, and, you know, so on and so forth. It would have been interesting if Belvedere and this beast ever met up at some point or another. That would have been cool. But anyways, back onto the model. You got like a lot of the protofeather fur, as I like to call it. You got a lot of that. That's just a slightly different. It's a lot darker. It's a darker color than the skin. Because I wanted it to be a different color, but I didn't want it to stand out too much, because it is just fur. And I know it's proto-feathers, but I'm going to call it fur for the sake that it's pretty much fur. I mean, it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It's a duckbill. But, yeah. So, yeah, you got all the little fur details here going in. And then you got a row of kind of osteoderm plates in between there, which I got that on the other side. As you can see, right meow. And then it got some on the sides of its body. And then, what was it? I ended up, when I was sculpting those, I ended up messing it up on this side. So I painted it to look like it kind of got squished in at some point in its life. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe like a predator or like a different, like an aggressive herbivore, maybe like an Ankylosaurus, swung at this beast and kind of grazed the side of it or something. I mean, didn't hit the ribs though, because that would have killed it. I mean, yeah, isn't that weird? Like, they always show, like, ankylosaurs in the movies. Like, they always show them, like, whacking the dinosaur on the head like a carnivore, and it just stuns them for a minute. I said, do you know how much force would be applied in that tail swing? Like, that ought to cave the skull in of something. Like, I mean, good God, like, it's ridiculous. Like, the Indominus Rex in that movie, like, I feel like they really should have, I mean, I get they were trying to show how strong it was, but that was just dumb. It was just ridiculous. Took a fucking Ankylosaurus tail swing to the face, and it only flinched a little bit. Like, that's just unrealistically strong. But anyways, yeah, there we go. You got some patterns up on the eye there. Got the, actually, there's a lot of patterns, but most of the patterns here I got consist of like a cyan, a orange, and red with a little bit of white on these sort of testicle crests, little testicle balls crests, whatever you want to call them, running down the snout onto the little nose bump, and they got the glossy nostril right there with a little bit of red around it with a pink center. Same thing with this side of the face. It got, it got the same thing, except it has a little, it's falling over, except it got a little scar right there, which, there you go, you can see. You see, like, kind of like the natural patterns, and then you see the scar right there. You know what? Honestly, I mean, I don't want to harp, because it is my work, and I don't like to be like, oh yeah, I'm so fucking great, because I'm not. Honestly, this is the first time I've done this, in terms of like airbrushing. But I think it looks really damn good, and the airbrushing really does complement all the skin detail that I did. And then, of course, you got the same thing going on with the Parasaurolophus crest here. You got the, what's up, Jenny Cat? Hey, what's up? It's little demon eyes. Yeah. Get out of here. Yeah, you got these, you got the eye spots everywhere, because I figured, this crest could also be used to help deter predators from trying to eat this beast, And, yeah, honestly, that's, I don't know. I just figured it'd be a cool little detail. Some of them are on these little scoots running up the crest. Some of them aren't. It's just how it is. And then switching back over to here, there's sort of like a... I did a kind of orange wash, if you want to call that. Hold on, turn his head. I did an orange wash on the side of the head here. You can see it right there too. And then... for the goatee that he has, because he has goatee. It's just, I don't know. I mean, this dude already does kind of remind me of a goat in the face. I figured give him some facial hair. Kind of looks like my beard. It's kind of all scraggly and ball sack looking like my beard. But, yeah. What is it? Yeah, you got the, the detail on there. It might be slightly lighter than the rest of the fur on the body. I don't know if you saw the fur on this side of the body, but it's a little bit more puffed out, I guess you could say. Kind of runs in rows. Yeah. Got a big scar running along the side of the tail here. I'm assuming like a what is it, a claw of some sort? Must have penetrated here, slid back, and then kind of just like skipped, essentially, from here to there to there to there. Like the creature must have been falling off the tail of the Hadrosauria Rex while he was trying to attack it, and he was pretty much struggling for grip and then probably got trampled. And then, god damn, that's a deep gash right there. It's lucky it didn't get infected. I mean, this one on the side of the body, it is fresh, so it might in fact get infected. But maybe not, I don't know. I don't really know the genetic durability of this beast, or immune system, that's the word. You got the hooves here, which is definitely inspired by the Montosaurus mummy, where they found hooves on its feet. And I said, wow, man, because like that never really correlated in my brain. But the more you think about it, that makes sense. Because hooves don't usually fossilize, as far as I'm aware. And, I mean, you got these little dainty toes on a hadrosaur of this creature that's fucking massive, and that don't really make much sense, I mean, so yeah, hooves definitely make a lot more sense. But for the sake of, like, just standing out a little bit, I did put little toes on the side of the hoof. And then, of course, it got the two iguanodon thumb spikes, these incredible shanks that it would phone check a theropod predator to death with. I mean, iguanodon was a bad motherfucker when it literally phone checked its enemies. Go, look here, go. Amadeus, Amadeus. Oh, Amadeus. Some good shit. But, yeah. What is it? You got the fenestra, which are visible. I feel like I forgot to talk about that. The fenestra are in fact visible, which, again, just kind of a mixture of like the outdated and more accurate design. Got the little nose bump with the little blue markings, and then it got the mouth. Now, I sculpted the entire head except for the crests. I did the how do I say? I took a Parasaurolophus's crest and then sculpted on top of it. And I whitened it out a little bit. And then the eyes. The eyes were little green beads for anybody who saw the Ready to Paint video, of which I then painted them up. But the mouth was completely done by me. What I did was I sculpted the whole head, and then I cut out the mouth, and then I redid the beak detailing. I did it on the bottom, and then I went inside its mouth and I sculpted out all the details. And you can see the little ball joint that's attaching the bottom jaw to the burst of the body. Got the tongue, got the flat battery-like teeth, which are so-and-so. I mean, I think they look decent. It gets the job done. It's a tooth. Flip them over here. And quit your growling. You got the teeth on the top of the mouth. This nice gloss. Nice pinkish fleshy tone. And it's funny thinking about it now, because he has jowls. It took me a minute to realize this, but he has jowls on the side of his face, which is funny. It reminds me of Richard Nixon from Futurama, where how he was always going. Some good shit there. But yeah, that's the Hadrosauria Rex, the Stout Lizard King. I don't know if I already said that, but that's his name. I might have. Either that or maybe that was the retake I did. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick overall look of the beast. I don't know what clawed him there. It must have had like 5 fingers. Damn, maybe like some sort of Rarasuchid that lived on Isla Nublar, or some sort of land crocodilomorph. Who knows? I mean, I haven't really fully figured out my version of Isla Nublar. I mean, I've done little snippets of it. You guys are going to love the Indominus Rex that I'm working up. I mean, it's smaller than the movie Indominus Rex, but there's so much shit to it. But, it'll be a while. Got his face. You guys already seen the mouth, but I give you another look. Open your goddamn... There we go. Give you another look. It can't hold its head up for hell because its head is almost entirely made out of caulk. I mean, there was a toothpick that I built over this and resined it over and then painted it. But oh yeah, articulation. All right, so its head can swivel, its mouth can open. You guys already saw that. Its arms or its legs can go outwards. Hold on a second. There we go. Got the camera propped up against two towels because my tripod my tripod don't really go out all the way. You got the legs have the articulation. It has all essentially the same articulation as the iguanodon that I built over, except for the mouth articulation. That's all me. Hold on a second. So the reason why its tail is so thick is because, one, I like the thought of a thick tail on a hadrosaur. It makes it feel more balanced out. And two, because it acts as a counterweight, so the hadrosaur is able to stand on two legs. And its arms can go out like so. There we go. Oh. Hold on a second. There we go. So you can kind of get him into like a sort of fighting stance, if you would. You know, like you get him to cock his head, and he's like, you know, he's roaring. You know, like he's showing off to any predator that would dare try to mess with him or his herd. Yes. But anyways, that's pretty much that, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody. And now, there we go. I was gonna say now that I want him to roar, now he don't do it. God.